Hi, this is Steve Rybrook from Ledgeview Partners, and this video is about the territory management feature within our CRM for oil and gas. And our CRM for oil and gas is powered by Microsoft Dynamics 365. So before we jump into the demonstration about territory management, just a couple words about Ledgeview Partners. We are a business and technology consulting company, and we partner with organizations to transform sales, marketing, and customer service operations and processes that are supported by core technologies, including CRM, customer relationship management, and marketing automation. But for today's demonstration, we're going to be focusing on a product that we created for the oil and gas industry. So it's all about CRM for oil and gas companies. So with that being said, let's flip over to CRM and show you what we can do with territory management. So right now I'm in CRM and I'm just going to navigate to the dashboard area, which is where we have our territory management feature. What it is, as it's loading here, the territory management is simply a dashboard that lets you map, so plot on a geographical map where your accounts or leads are. So it's a simple concept, but it can add a lot of value depending on what you're trying to analyze. So I'm just going to jump into territory management, and I'm going to show you the 4 different ways you can use it. And then just for one of the ways, I'll just kind of explain all the features, and the features apply no matter which way you decide to kind of do this map. So let's start out with a real simple one. So these are the options. So the first one I'm going to try is I'm going to say, look, I want to map all my accounts and leads that are within a radius of an address. So when I click that, it's going to ask me a few questions. What do I care about? And I can map accounts and leads, or if I only want to look at accounts or only look at leads, I can pick that as well. Most folks just leave that one alone. What radius, so how far do I want to look out on the map to plot these accounts and leads? And I'll just leave the default 20. And then, so really the only answer I have to put in here is the address. And I can be real specific with an address, or just to make this easy for today, I can just put in a city and a state. And that's all I have to do is say, show me on a map now all of my accounts that are within 20 miles of Green Bay, Wisconsin. So I click the show map button, and what it's doing is it's analyzing your database. It's got some geocoding in there, and it's plotting these accounts on a map. So here's the map. Before I jump into that, I'll just show you some of the features up above. So we're concerned about real estate here, right? How much screen space do we have? So we added this little button called Hide Controls, and that's all that does. I'll click it. It just hides all them answers there, so it gives me a little bit more of the map to see. And then one of the things that you might be wondering is, why are these circles different colors? Well, we have a little legend over here. If I hover over that, it just tells me if I'm looking at a green circle, that's a customer of mine. If I'm looking at a red circle, that would be a prospect. Any other account that's set up, if it's not a customer or a prospect, those would show up as black. And then my leads are blue. So there you go. You'll kind of get used to the coloring scheme. So we have that. What it did is it just opened up Bing Maps and put those accounts on here. And why would be one reason I would do that? Well, if I'm heading up to Green Bay, maybe I want to stop and visit a couple of these customers on the way. Maybe I realize, wow, who is this up here? I haven't visited them in a while. Who even is that? Well, if you hover over the circle and click on it, it shows you a little bit about the customer, what their address is, who it is. It's this National Express, their customer number, just a little bit more detail about the account. And what's kind of nice here as well is if you're thinking, geez, I should call them and see what's going on, you can just click on this view record and it'll open up another window of CRM, and it'll open up right to that account screen. So now I've got all the functionality of CRM for this customer, right? So if you're familiar with the rest of our product, I could go up here and I could look at their order history data to see when the last time they ordered, how much they bought, what they've been buying from me. I could scroll down a little bit further on the screen and find out who the contact is there and give them a call. I could see what they've been buying the last 12 months, right? So just everything else that you have on the account screen, you have right here. And when you're done, you can just close out and you're right back to where you were. If you're done looking at this one, you can just click this little circle again and it goes away. So I'll just point one other thing here behind the circle, and I could also schedule an appointment right from this screen as well. So that's that. Obviously, you can zoom in and zoom out. So you kind of have the reasons why you might use this. At least one of the reasons is to kind of help you plan your day, plan your next Friday's visits, what have you. So just a great tool for that. I'm going to go back to showing all the controls here again and just go through a few of the other options. So another option, I'll just jump up to this one here, is to map your accounts and leads within the radius of a specific account. So if you're going to go visit one of your customers and you wondered who else is near them, if you knew their address, you could just, or their city, you could just type it in the way I just did it. But if you wanted to do it this way, now the one thing I need to do is I need to find an account. So I'll do a little search for Fairview Manufacturing, and I'll find them, and I'll hit OK. So now what am I telling it to do? I want to see all my accounts and leads that are within 20 miles of Fairview Manufacturing. So show me that on a map. I think they're down in the Chicago area. So sure enough, if I kind of zoom out a little bit, actually I'm going to hide controls again. Got a little bit more real estate here. So Fairview Manufacturing is one of these circles. I think it's either this one. No, that's Rizzo Auto. Probably this one. Here we go. Here's Fairview Manufacturing. So right downtown Chicago area, so to speak. So if I'm coming in from the west, maybe I want to find out who these folks are and try to stop and visit them on my way, into the city. So just another option. The one other option here is I could, if I was going to visit a lead, I could actually do a search for a lead. So I could look up on a lead. I could search for, I think I've got a lead in there for Bob somebody. So let's see if I can find a lead. Here's Bob Barley. So I could just select him. Now I'm saying, hey, show me everybody that I'm working with who's near that lead. And it looks like that lead here is somewhere in the Wisconsin area. Looks like in the Appleton or Little Chute area. And here's all my customers and prospects near that lead. So there's quite a bit going on there. So I could zoom in if I wanted to, find out exactly where that lead is and what I might do based on if I'm going to be heading to visit that lead, what might I want to do. All right, and the last one is pretty powerful, but it takes a little bit of knowledge with the advanced find feature in CRM as well. So CRM has these things called leads. So I can use an existing lead view, or I could create my own view using this advanced find feature, which is just a way for you to group your data. So I can hit this button, and then my only choice is to pick a view that I want to plot on a map. So these are all the different views. So I could go in and plot all of my accounts on a map if I wanted to. Right? These are just the views in the system. But what I wanted to do is I made some of my own views. So one of the things that I want our team to do, just as an example, is I really want to grow our business with the automotive industry. So I want to show the team kind of today maybe how weak we are, and maybe give them a goal to try to grow more business over with automotive type customers. So I made a view of all the accounts that are coded as automotive, just to show them graphically how that looks for our company. So here's a map. I'll just kind of get rid of the controls again and maybe zoom out a little bit. So if we've got all the state of Wisconsin, let's say, to cover, and we're selling fuel and lubricants, and we only have this many accounts that are automotive, I can zoom in and say, yeah, kind of in this area we're doing well, but what about up in Green Bay and down in Oshkosh and over in Stevens Point? Right now I've got this sales team together and say, we really want to drive business to automotive type companies. So I would really like this chart, this map, to be filled up by next year this time, let's say. So just a way to, again, use your data to kind of show things. And in this case, I did it by by industry. You could also just pick a person and plot a person's accounts on a map. So if somebody was maybe in charge of the eastern part of the state and you put their accounts on a map and there's somebody way out here, maybe you should reassign that account because they shouldn't be assigned to that person. So again, that's another reason why you might use it. I'll give you one other thing that I have one customer of ours did, where they actually created a view, actually a few views of their accounts based on the routes they were on when they delivered to them. And then the person who was in charge of, I guess, dispatch or delivery, what he would do is if he had a route that was going out today and the truck was only half full, he would say, hey, show me that route on a map. And he would see something, probably not like this. It'd probably be like folks all kind of in the same, near the same highway. Let's say that was the route. And then he would look at all the places he's going on his route already and maybe look at some of the other customers on there. And he could easily just click on the circle, find out the last time they ordered and think, wow, they're probably ready for a load. Give them a call. And sure enough, they're ready to take a load. And that would help him fill up the truck so he's running his routes more efficiently. So just another example of where you might use that feature. Okay, so that's it. We covered the controls, the legend over there, all the different ways you could do it. Pretty exciting tool within CRM, this territory management. One last thing before I jump back to the PowerPoint is we also show you a list of the data, the list of the circles, so to speak, and you can export this. So if you had another reason to use this data, you could just export it right here after you plot things on a map. Hey, I want you do something with those customers. So you could export the data and do whatever you want with it. All right, jumping back to the PowerPoint, last slide here. I just want to introduce you to Gene. So Gene is our account manager for our oil and gas CRM. So if you have any questions, if you want to take a deeper dive, see all the other features of our product, Jean is the person to call. There's her phone number, or you could drop her an email. There's her email address. So that's it. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day.